and push record. So thank you, Miss Keyshawn Graves, for talking to us today, and take it away.
Yay, perfect. Thanks, Mare. Hey, y'all. I'm super excited to be here. I planned like 30 minutes. I think this call is 30 minutes, right? So hopefully I don't talk too fast and try to get it all in, but I try to condense it down. I was like, no, they need to hear this. No, I need to put this in too. So I'm just going to jump in so that we can get as much discussed as possible today on this champion mindset. Because ultimately, you guys know what to do. The training is out there. There's a ton of resources. Google is our friend. So we know what to do to reach the goals. It's just sometimes believing that you have that champion mindset. And I'm about to exit out of my Outlook really quick. That way it doesn't beep. Okay, so before we get started, one thing I like to do is just kind of put your goals in the forefront of your mind throughout this conversation and be super intentional about you getting what you need to get from our conversation tonight or today. So if you do have questions, like Mare said, put those in the chat box. Make sure that you get what you need to get from our conversation today, and keep those goals at the forefront of your mind. All right, so now that we set the intention, I want you guys to absolutely expect to gain, and expect to grow, and expect to be challenged. That's just me. And then again, be intentional about those expectations, because I think that if you want to change your business or your life, you're going to have to do different things. You're going to have to think different thoughts. You're going to have to be challenged and be willing to be challenged, but it absolutely will be worth it. So you guys all being here, taking time out of your day. It's what, 1 o'clock on West Coast time. It's 2 o'clock here. That is absolutely one of the first steps necessary to reach your goals. But as we all know, being leaders, being people who have said, no, I'm a champion. I want this. There's a purpose that is bigger than me right now. That's not the only step. It's not about what you know or what you pursue to know, but it's about what you do with what it is that you know right here at this very moment. So awesome first step at investing in that knowledge, but be ready to take that and work it. Be ready to take it, do it, and act on it. And I think that taking action is sometimes more important than the knowledge itself, because we learn as we go. Champions learn as we go. And of course, it may be scary, but champions use their fear to get to the next level, not to keep them where they're at or even digressing. Because one thing I always hear, this idea of fearlessness. And y'all, I don't believe that exists, but that's a whole nother conversation. I think that fear is inevitable, but the difference between champions is that they understand that the anxiety or the nerves or that fear that is inevitable and will happen is what they will use to grow, is how they use it to overcome. That's the difference. So it doesn't matter what happened yesterday. I know that we were talking about missing some goals by 50 volume. It doesn't matter what happened in 2017. It doesn't matter what happened last year. Today is a new day, and every day is a new day. So welcome to your new beginning. Let's get ready to attack this first quarter that will absolutely set us up to attack 2018. So in this, I'm going to challenge you guys to turn up the intensity to a level that you haven't known. If your goal is to be a champion, so to speak, and that's how you define it. That's not my own definition. It's how you define being a champion. In my opinion, that is living the life that you've designed, living the life that you're working towards, the reason why you became a coach, the freedom that it provides. But I challenge you to turn the intensity to a level that maybe you have not known, to a level that will allow you to finish each day strong, and ultimately your life story strong, exactly how you envisioned it. Really, what is the point of doing life if we're just going to be kind of coasting through it? I want us to live life. That's the opportunity that we have. So turn up that intensity and run through. Quick little story. I said I was just going to get into it, but quick little story. I do know a little bit about turning up the intensity. I know that Mary's a runner. Do I have any other runners on the call? Yeah. Oh, yes. This is rare. So many runners. I love it. Well, I'm a runner. Well, was a runner. But since I could walk, I was literally running. Summer running clubs. By the time I was 11, I was running year round, cross country, indoor track, outdoor track, literally year-round running. And one thing that became known as my thing was the way that I would finish my races. And this thing started a long time ago. And I know that my runners on this call can absolutely relate. But for my non-runners, let me just paint this picture really quick. We were running the 1,600 meter run. So the mile, 4 laps around the track. And I had been leading the entire race, but then something happened. And it was really game-changing for me. Going into the first turn of the third lap, I hit a wall, and I slammed into that wall. But I had maintained a lead that was growing smaller by the second, but I maintained a lead. But the girl behind me, that was past me, she knew I was dying. I was giving her all the signs. My arms were all out. My head was all back. And then it happened. She caught me, and she caught me right before the last lap. So we had 450 meters left to go of the 1,600 meter race, and this girl passes me. And not only did she pass me, but she passed me right in front of that start-finish line. And so in track and field, that's where the bleachers start, and that's where your team is standing, and that's where your coaches stand. That's where they're yelling out your splits, and that's where they're cheering you on. That's also where their team is standing and cheering them on. And so everybody's just right here, all up in your face. And as soon as this girl passed me in front of the entire crowd, her team went wild. And I immediately made eye contact with my coach, and I read his lips, and they said, "You better go." And then I heard my mom, it's kind of crazy, way up in the bleachers, screaming out, "You better not let that girl beat you, Keyshawn." And yeah, like I said, she was crazy. She would literally run laps around me. But anyway, I heard them, and I did not want this girl to win either, especially after I left the entire race. Why? Because I had big goals. I had a scary why. And plus, I believed in me. And so with 200 meters left in this race, that's right, I sulked for about 200 meters. But at 200 meters left in this race, I leaned in. And I leaned hard onto my personal development, which was my own physicality, which was my own training that taught me to lean into the track in order to go faster. I also leaned in on my mental strength through the visualization exercises, which really, up until that point, I never really understood why our coach made us do it. And at this point, the girl had gained about 15, 20 meters on me, but I kicked it in like I never had before. Like I was running a 200-meter sprint, not ending a 1,600-meter run. I had completely forgotten about the wall that had slammed into. I completely forgotten about how my legs felt like concrete jello, how I could barely lift them after slamming into that wall. I had completely forgotten how embarrassed I was when that girl passed me in front of the entire crowd after I led the entire race. I believed in me, and I wanted the title. I wanted the win more than I cared about the pain. And if I died, because y'all, that was like legitimately a concern in my mind, death. It was near. But if I died, I would have died knowing that I left it all out on the field. And so despite the wall that just slammed into 500 meters ago, I kicked it into a gear I never even knew existed in my body. And with my sweat mixing with my tears and my tears turning into fuel, I propelled and I pulled it off. And I won that race, and I did not die. I'm here to tell you and hopefully inspire you by this story. And so from there on out, no matter what race, no matter where I was in the race, whether it be first place or last place, too much. But no matter where I was in the race, it did not matter if my goal of placing in that race was as far-fetched as Michael Jackson coming back and singing at my wedding. It did not matter. I finished each race with a kick that was so strong and so powerful, it left people, namely me, namely myself, in awe. Like, how did I just do that? I just did it. Because that was the choice I gave myself. I did not give myself an option to quit. And y'all, an option that would have been okay from other people. They would have been okay with hearing, well, you just slammed into a wall. Your legs felt like concrete. They would have been okay with me quitting. But no, I believe in me, and I believe that I'm a champion. Why? Because as a kid, running this mile race, I had a big goal to go to college. That why had been embedded in me since I could probably talk. My mother used to say, if you want to go to college, you better run fast because that's the only way we can afford it. And whether that's true or not, that's what I believe. And so that was my why. I had no other choice. I gave myself no other choice but to believe in me and that I'm a champion. And so what do I want you to take away from this story? I have 3 takeaways for you real quick. The first is to put yourself in the place of success potential. If you want success, be intentional about the activities to get you there. Y'all, there's no secret sauce. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not about to tell you what to do. There are plenty of resources out there. Our training section in the Coachline office is thebomb.com if you use it. Google is your friend. There are best practices. We have a Champions Page library on YouTube. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just going to tell you that you can do it. There's no secret sauce. Champions in this business do the basic business producing activities daily and consistently, especially when things get tough. That's how you put yourself in the place of potential. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is the secret sauce, but we just hear about it. It's not so secret. It's a not so secret. But that's what our top coaches do. That's what champions do. That's what people who are achieving their wildest dreams do. They're doing the secret sauce, those 4 vital behaviors. Are you doing the 4 basic, necessary to survive, vital behaviors every single day, regardless of what life throws your way? Are you? This is your own gut check. That's how you set yourself up to be in the place of potential, by doing that secret sauce every day, consistently, no matter what. There are no excuses in the champions vocabulary. You are champions, no excuses. Another way to set yourself up for maximum success, and again, that means achieving the vision that you set, the goals that are at the forefront of your mind, is by achieving Success Club, period. Using those 4 vital behaviors, helping 3 people every month. It needs to be a must-happen goal. And I know that I'm preaching to the choir, so I'm gonna move on. But inviting and putting yourself in the place, the place to invite, being present on social media, sharing, doing those call to actions, being on Insta stories, being consistent. That's the way to ensure inviting happens, the Success Club happens. You guys should be constantly inviting to make sure that pipeline is prime. Invite to your community or your free group. Communities are in. Help people fall in love with you and the team and themselves and their potential. Invite them to the challenge group. Become obsessed with them getting their desired results with what you can control, And then begin to put them in the place of coach potential through personal development, through helping to lead groups, through sneak peeks, through sharing their transformation pictures. And invite them to the coaching opportunity, an opportunity that will not only end the trend of obesity, but is ending trends. We are ending the trend of obesity, living paycheck to paycheck, of loneliness, of limiting beliefs, of self-doubt. This opportunity can change holistic lives. So don't be a disservice to people who are waiting on you to invite. Don't be a disservice to people who are following your story to believe that they can do it. So when they make that decision, they are all in. That's how you keep people motivated, by helping them believe that they can do this before they even start doing it. But do they even know that they can do what you do? Does your social media allow them to see that they can do what you do? There are people who not only want this opportunity, but need it. So get uncomfortable if that makes you uncomfortable. Share this business that changes entire lives. And what's really cool is that we can use this new year as an opportunity to reach out to our friends and our families and followers and prospects and new customers and old customers. And these people should be reminded that you're someone they can go to, not only for health and fitness needs, but for business mentorship as well. If they're looking to supplement income, if they're looking to do this part-time, or if they're looking to do this full-time, you're someone they can go to. We are the leaders in health and fitness. We are the leaders in health and fitness, y'all. No one does it like us. No one does it better than us. And it's because of you. You are the reason why we're the leaders. Our programs and our products and Shakeology and you is the reason why we've helped millions of people lose hundreds of thousands of pounds. So be empowered by that and make sure so people know about that opportunity to change people's lives, starting with their own. And so speaking of putting yourself in the place of potential, get from behind the computer. I'm just going to leave that there. All right. Maybe not last. 2 more points on putting yourself in the place of potential. Guys, social media is an amazing tool, but do not reinvent the wheel, but I encourage you guys to be innovative. What makes you different? Who are you talking to? Do you know who you're talking to? And typically it is you before the breakthrough after you stop making excuses. So are you putting yourself in a place of highest potential? Champions do, leaders do, and if you're not, that's okay. Realign your goals with your why and then redevelop the intentional action and the activities that you're striving for that will take you to where you're trying to go and to who you desire to become. So a lot of you guys mentioned in that question that I asked, one of the biggest things was motivating your coaches. Here are a couple things that I have for you. One, attract people who don't need to be motivated by being more descriptive in your coaching, in your call to action posts, by sharing your journey, your ups and downs, by being transparent with it and how you overcome this lack of motivation, because we are human beings. Understand their vision, get their personal goals, and then from those personal goals, figure out how Beachbody goals will be the vessel to reach their personal goals. Put shorter time frames on goals. It should not be a 2018 goal. It should be a this week goal, this month goal, this quarter goal. And then recognize those small wins. Help them earn an income or fulfill whatever trend they are coming in to fill for themselves personally. Stop trying to motivate. If you are constantly motivating your team, it is time to recruit. It is time for a new team. And accountability. Hold them accountable. Ask permission and then be their coach. That is typically the missing link, that accountability. And sometimes people are like, well, I don't want to that's not management. That's being a coach. And do it on their level. That means you have to be willing to give and to receive. That means it's, hey, hold me accountable to this too. Y'all, I've been struggling with XYZ. If I don't do it tonight, if I don't check in tonight, call me out. We're not managers. We are equals. And so give and receive, but hold each other accountable and allow them grace in their journey. Did you give yourself grace in this journey? Maybe you were one of the ones who came right in and jumped right in and hit Success Club your first month and you were just out the park, gate crashing like Carl calls it. Maybe that was you, but that's not everyone. And we're going to have to learn as leaders that there will be people with different personality types. And we're going to have to give people who move slower grace to enjoy and go on their journey as they need to go on their journey. And then recruit. That's what's in your control. That's how we keep people motivated. That's how we motivate people to reach their goals, to stay in this. That's it. So, last thing, gosh, we're already almost out of time. It's cut month. Really work it, y'all. Like, see an incremental increase in your business, in your leadership, and in what you're doing to get you to where you're trying to go. But appreciate the journey of growth along the way. Don't just let this be another month. Don't let February be enough. Fight for it. Fight for you. Fight for your team. Fight for your family. Because together, we are fighting to end trends. And I am going to probably say that at least 10 more times because I truly believe that that is what we're doing. Unhappiness, loneliness, self-doubt, those are what we're doing. That's what you're doing. And that's what CUP is about. I mean, the prizes are cool. The recognition is the bomb. You know, there's VIP treatment at Summit. All that is amazing. But it is about so much more. And you guys are champions, period. You have what it takes, period. And you don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be relentless. Someone was just eating their second meal of the day for 80-day obsession. What is Autumn saying 80 day? She says you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be obsessed. Same thing with your business. Controlling the controllable because you are champions. The second thing that I want you to take away from my story is to keep running. When that girl passed me, I didn't stop. It wasn't the end of the race. It wasn't the end of my life, although death was near. I had a choice to make. And it was to give up or to give it my all. And you all have a very similar choice to make every single day. To give it up or to give it your all. Even if your cup goals look like they're not going to be met. Even if you fall short of that qualification. Even if you fall short of that team leader status on the leadership ladder for January. It does not matter. Champions are growth conscious, not just goal conscious. So they know that as they are in the relentless, obsessive pursuit of reaching that goal, that even if they fall short because they were so relentless, because they were so obsessed, they grew so much. So yes, have that goal, but grow towards that goal. Even if you fall so hard that you bleed, champions keep going, period. So, are you growing towards your goals? Are you giving it your all, even when things get tough? Don't stop 3 feet from the end of the month or the end of the year or from the end of the day of growing your business, your routine, of who you desire to become at the end of it all. And that doesn't matter if you're doing this in pockets of time or full time. Don't ever stop. Others may slow down, but our goals don't change with the seasons. Who you desire to become, I don't think wavers due to quote unquote difficult months or because life is happening to you or because whoever is sick in the house. Have a paradigm switch. When life happens to you, get excited about the growth that you are about to embark upon. Because life is happening to you and because you're not going to ease off of your goals. Because we know that we only grow in discomfort. So have fun with it. Have fun with it. Be excited about it and be growth conscious. Consistency is the secret to success in life and business. And again, you don't have to know everything. You just have to be consistent with those 4 vital, necessary to survive, secret sauce behaviors. And with implementing the knowledge that you do know. And being consistent with learning as you go. Being willing to learn as you go. Because it's not about what you know. What I say at the beginning, it's about what you do with what you know. Even if you don't do it well, even if you see somebody who quote unquote does it better, it does not matter. With consistency, that will change. You will improve. You will get better with practice. You will get better over time, but you have to start. You have to start somewhere, sometime. You have to be consistent. And 100% of the things that you do today will affect who you become tomorrow, and so on, and so on, and so on. But guess what, y'all? Not because you did it perfectly, but because you did it, period. So, are you willing to get better every day? Knowing that it is perfectly perfect to be a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time. Even if you don't see your desired immediate results, as long as you are consistent, it will happen. Who you talk to today may end up being your coach in 3 months, in a year, and in 2 years from now. And your coaches now may not be the ones who take you to 2-star or 5-star or 10-star, 15-star. Y'all, I am my crazy mama up in the bleachers screaming down at you guys that you guys got this. We believe in you so much. You guys have everything it takes. Yes, nigga, like, yes, girl signing up that coach. You guys have what it takes. Look at this. But you have to gut check your own champion mindset and help your coaches gut check theirs with what you can control. Because it really does not matter how much we believe in you. It starts in your mind, and that's learned from action. That's learned from doing the 4 vital behaviors. It's learned from failing and getting back up and seeing how strong you were in that getting back up time. So how are you being intentional with creating the belief if you are finding that you don't quite believe in yourself or your capabilities? How are you being intentional? That is something that you can work on through action, first and foremost, through personal development. Because remember, in my race, it was my physical development that kept me in the race when my legs turned into concrete jello. But it was my personal development that made me believe that it was possible to finish strong, that I could win the race regardless of how much she had gained on me. Do you guys believe in you? Do you believe in your teams and what you all can do, the capabilities that you have? And if you're not doing those 4 vitals, specifically personal development, I told you at the beginning, it's tough love. I'm tough love. So I'm just going to say quit now, because chances are you're going to quit later. Is that important? I don't want you guys to quit, but is that important? So do you keep running the race, or are you a quitter? Do you have 6-figure goals with a $14 an hour work ethic? That's the same thing. This is not the time of the year to slow down towards your goals or who you want to be at the end of it all. This is go time. And even if you're not yielding your results, if you're planting seeds, if you're still going, I can guarantee that you are on your way. You're building those relationships. You're forming those processes. You're bringing people on your team. You're adding new coaches to your network. You're sharing so people know who to go to and where to go, not only for their fitness needs, but for their business needs also, because you were talking about the business with the same amount of enthusiasm that you're talking about the fitness as champions. Stay consistent in that, in the simplicity of it, and then have a little patience. Consistency and patience. Because when I hear people say, oh, it's tough time of year, or it's a little slower, my response is literally always the same. Other people are achieving their audacious goals. So I know you can do it, because you guys are no different than those people. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to give up? Are you going to wait till the end of Cup month until Summit? Are you going to change your goals? Stop reaching out to people. Stop sharing on social media. Just take a hiatus. Stop pressing play and drinking your Shakeology. Log off. Check out. What are you going? Or are you going to turn up the intensity and go hard towards your goals, regardless of what's thrown your way? If you want something you've never had, you're going to have to do things you've never done. This is the time of year where we do have to remember that vision that we have for ourselves and pull out that action board, vision plus action, that is not just for show, that's not just for a screensaver. This is the time of year where we really get to see who has it in them to achieve their goals. Their goals, the goals are at the forefront of your mind. These are not Mary's goals. These are not my goals. These are not Beachbody's goals. These are your goals. And really, there's never a time of year where excuses don't come up. Algorithms change, traveling, time, the kids, you name it, it can be an excuse. I want to challenge you all to move beyond your excuses. I want to challenge you all to replace those excuses with affirming words and action. You are champions. That's what champions do. That's what leaders do. That's what people on a mission to achieve their goals do. And champions are flexible and they're nimble and they are willing to adapt with the change of speed. And so maybe you do have to dig deeper to achieve goals that come easier in other months. It's okay. Champions adapt because our goals don't change because it's quote unquote tougher to reach them. Fail, try, fail again, try again, see success, fail again. It can be frustrating. I'm not going to say that it's just all roses and unicorns and rainbows. It can be frustrating, but champions know that there is victory in the journey, that there is victory on the other side of that frustration if they keep running their race. So, have you let your foot off the gas? Champions may falter, leaders may falter, but they always course correct. Y'all, today, I challenge you to use Team Cup. If that is you, to get back on course. I challenge you to attack this month. Attack it like you deserve to attack it. So it's a new year. People are being cautious of spending. It's a little slower. Who cares? Because this is the truth. This is the hard statistic truth. 2 of every 3 people are overweight in the United States right now. What I know is that there are people out there that we can help right now who are waiting on you to ask, who are waiting on you to share, who have already failed at their New Year's resolutions. But it's up to us to believe that we are champions and to move beyond those excuses and to see through their excuses, because they need us and we need you. We can't end trends without you. You're the differentiator. You're the most important part. You're the reason why we are the leaders in health and fitness. But do you believe it? Do you know you are a champion? Do you know you have everything it takes today to reach the ultimate vision for yourself, for your family, for your ministry, for your community? You have what it takes right now. And all you have to do is do and be willing to act and be willing to fail and be willing to learn as you grow. That's how we end trends. And so maybe some of you guys are like, okay, this girl is very boisterous and I have given this thing all I've gotten and I have gut checked myself and I truly can't do anything else. Well, let me say, if you are truly giving this baby all you got and you truly are gut checking yourself along the way and you can't give this thing anything else and you still fall short of your goals, y'all, that is what going big means. That's what being a champion means. It's not to beat yourself up if you don't reach your goals. It's not to go run and hide until summit if you don't reach the January goals. It's to ensure your daily actions are aligned correctly. It's to gut check yourself to ensure you are doing all you can. Chances are, this type of mastermind is an opportunity to make sure you truly are doing all you can. Maybe there is a little tweak that can be made if that was you saying that. But just remember, it's about who you become in the pursuit of reaching your goals. So I challenge you to run through February, to run through Cup Month, to run through this quarter. That is what will help you, propel you to run through 2018 regardless of who passes you, regardless of what life throws your way. Fall through that. Champions keep running the race, period. No matter where they are, no matter what happened, they push and they fall through the finish line. Third and final thing, real quick. Third and final thing I want you to take away from my story is to lean in and finish strong. Lean in on your training. Lean in on your team. Lean in on your personal development. Finish Cup Month strong. Finish this quarter strong. Kick it into a gear that you've never known even existed, that maybe freaks you out a little bit. There's so much time left in this month. Obviously, it's day 1 in this quarter, but it is go time. It's time for us to turn up the intensity as defined by you. As defined by you. I want everyone on this call, though, with that definition, with that self-definition, to wake up tomorrow and the next day and on March 1st and on April 1st, knowing that you could not have given the previous day a fingernail tip more. Run through your daily finish lines, starting right freaking now. Y'all, that means, you know what? It's past 30 minutes. If you have a power hour to do and you're still here on this call and you're like, when am I going to be able to leave? Wow, this call is being recorded. Champions manage their time. I, of course, want you to be here live, but champions manage their times. I will not be offended if you have things to do. Go and finish your power hour, your to-do list, your business. Champions manage their time. And also, champions understand that it's not about the start, it's about the finish. How are you going to finish this? Are you living or are you coasting? And are you living the life? Are you living life or are you kind of living life to be living life the same exact way next year? Living life means finishing your life story strong, exactly how you envisioned it, with the goals that you have in your forefront of your mind, with the vision that you have for yourself and for your team and for your family. Are you leaving nothing on the field daily in the pursuit of becoming who you desire? That mom, that wife, that community servant, that philanthropist, that business owner. Fall through those daily finish lines that lead you to that person. Because what I do know is that you are champions, period. I believe in you. We believe in you. You got to believe in you. So let's do this. Let's run through our finish line. Let's finish our race strong. Y'all with me? Yes. Any questions?
Oh my gosh, Keish, that was amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions for Keyshawn? Now's the time to ask, you guys. I told you, didn't I tell you? Pants on fire. Incredible.
Drop the mic.
Yes.
Sorry.
Awesome. I'm just looking up to see if there were any questions in the chat.
Danny did ask if she could be your best friend, but I told her.
Of course. Yes, girl.
I told her to get in line because I'm next.
All right. Well, if there are no questions, like I said, champions manage their times. Guys, thanks so much for having me. I'm so proud to be partnered with each and every one of you with what you guys are doing. Let's go out there. Let's end trends. Mwah!
Thank you, Keish. I'm going to stop the recording.